What the is going on?
I like to party.
Jesus, honey, wax much?
From Podcast One, this is Unwaxed.
Get in, loser, we're going shopping.
With Sophia and Sistine Stallone.
Did we just become best friends?
Yup!
Hello, everybody. I swear this intro does not get boring for me.
It's really fun to lip sync to.
It is.
Yeah.
And we just look at each other the entire time we're in it. We've listened to it probably 100 times, and so it
doesn't get old.
Doesn't get old. Welcome back. If you guys are still here, thank you. If you're leaving, you're missing out. But I wanted to get into today because we have a really, really fun episode. We have two amazing Bachelor contestants, probably our personal favorites on the show.
Yeah.
We have Mike Johnson and Demi Burnett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they are super cool. It's going to be totally different episodes. We have Mike talking about his book. We have Demi we're going to talk about confidence. We're going to talk about dating. We'll see. Actually, I'm not really sure what to expect from her because she's a pretty out there, fun girl. So
no, it's very exciting. We thought we'd kick off this episode with a little wax and wane action.
Mm-hmm. You want to get at it?
I feel like I actually don't have a high of my week. I just have two lows of my week.
Shit.
Well, okay, Sophia and I have been talking a lot about TikTok, and I know we discussed TikTok with our producer, Will. And Will, are you on TikTok, by the way?
I'm not on TikTok.
Good.
I still don't really get it, and it's the thing that is now really setting me apart as an older person.
I was going to say, what age are you too old to be on TikTok?
Oh, I don't know, because there's a lot of celebrities on TikTok,
Yeah.
and they do it well.
And they're
Yeah, but they're
40s.
getting paid. So imagine if you're just not getting paid, you're just on the app for enjoyment.
35.
Oh, so I'm good.
Oh, you're great.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
first of all,
TikTok is
I'm
made for you guys.
But
right?
no, I'm 24, and I feel horrible.
I hate that I'm on it, but I love it.
No, I was saying to Sistine the other night that I feel like I'm getting way too addicted to this thing because I'll be on it for an hour and not even really realize it before bed, and then I can't fall asleep because I was on my phone too often.
Yeah. And there's also like my favorite part about TikTok is all of the stupid trends. They're not stupid because I love them. They're not stupid. I love these. I was about to say dumb trends,
but no, because Sistine fully immerses herself into these trends.
You know the new, well, maybe, I don't know when we release this, it won't be a new trend anymore, but there's a new WAP trend to that song, and everyone's doing that dance. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Can I also say that is like, isn't that an offensive term for Italian people?
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, and why has anyone brought that up?
I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
What does that even mean, though?
It's like, I don't think anybody really is offended by it, but that was like an old like 1920s thing, I think.
Well, I might be offended by it. I'm a little bit
We're
Italian.
a little Italian.
So there's this WAP dance that everyone's doing where I don't even know why it's on TikTok. It is very X-rated. There are children on this app. But basically, you twerk, you do the splits, you do the whole thing. And if I could show you guys my body, I'm showing the camera, I'm covered in bruises. Bruises from this dumb dance.
She's been practicing this dance, folks, for 3 days straight.
But you know what's annoying that I've seen when people do this dance is that they are so good at it.
Yeah, they're
like
really
they
good.
are so, these 17, 18-year-olds are dropping it low, hitting the splits, twerking in the split. It's ridiculous. And I thought, why has no one put out a bad version of this dance? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, should I?
People that, Sistine, you can't touch your toes, but that doesn't mean you can't do the splits or try to.
Yeah. No, I can't touch my toes. You know what? If this video gets only 5 likes, I'll do it. You don't have to twist my arm. We're just going for 5 likes.
Can I tell you another trend that I've been obsessed with?
What?
It's that's what it's called. It's the blank for me trend.
What is?
You know when people, so basically people will say to, let's just say if I said to Sistine, it's the long limbs for me. And so it's supposed to be a roast.
Yeah. So basically you say what ticks you off about the other person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should we do it?
Should we do it? Oh, shit.
Okay.
I'm kind of nervous.
Wait, okay.
Wait. I have an idea. Okay, Will, we are going to do it to each other. We just decided this.
Okay.
You are going to decide who did it better or who roasted the other one better. We're
Are
going
we
to do
about to fight?
I think we should. Yeah.
Is there like a scoring system, or is
Yeah.
it just a win or lose?
Just
Pass,
a win or
fail?
lose. You're going to hear our roasts.
Okay.
Just say who got the better
The roast.
roast.
Yeah.
Who got
exactly.
served the most?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we just do 5 each.
Sophia, do you want to start? I don't even know what I'm going to say. You start.
All right. It's the big feet for me.
It's the hoe hoops for me.
It's the over-dyed hair for me.
It's the long witch nails for me.
It's the sneezes that sound like rocket chips taking off for me. Choo! literally every time. Achoo!
It's the migraines for me.
It's the wearing crop tops meant for toddlers for me.
It's the singing for me.
It's the befriending all your exes for me.
It's the playing games for me.
Because I win all those games, bitch.
I want to keep going.
I know.
I'm not done. Now I'm like heated.
Should we just keep going? You're scaring me.
I know one.
Oh.
It's the studying how to play football so you can act like one of the boys for me.
I actually like football, first of all. It's the mean comments followed by, it's just a joke for me.
It's the pretty hair for me.
Oh. It's the sexy body for me.
It's the good smile for me.
It's the big heart for me.
It's the nice boobs for me.
It's the long legs for me. All right.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Turn it to a compliment.
Now I have to say, now it's like you both win because it got nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can make it mean.
But if we wanted to go back to mean,
Yeah.
I do think that Sophia's was a little more savage. Also, you said she had long witch nails and she does not currently have long witch
I
nails.
know. I don't. They're actually pretty
It's the nail biting for me.
I actually am very healthy. I take a lot of collagen
It's
and
the
biotin.
nail biting for me.
I don't nail bite. I just click my.
Oh my god, that was so much
was pretty-
fun.
you know, I'm
I want to
pretty-
go harder though.
I don't want to go harder.
Okay, fine.
I hope you guys tried this challenge with your friends, record it, see their reactions, because it's definitely going to be either World War III or something you guys can laugh about. All right. Well, I think this is a good time to just go right into the episode.
We're gonna bring on Demi Burnett, who is probably the most savage contestant I've ever seen on The Bachelor. We are so excited. We're going to talk about confidence, her experience on it. We're going to get a little juicy. Hopefully she'll give us some tea.
First, we are going to talk to Mike Johnson.
Sophia and I love to have a good time. And although we love our tequila, the consequences the following day always makes us reconsider our love for them. I think we can all agree on one thing. Hangovers are the worst. Not only are you sluggish, anxious, and nauseous, your entire day is thrown off.
Until we met our saving grace, CBD Tox. This zero THC product not only reduces those brain fogs and pain, it can help you feel calmer, relieves nausea, and helps your body get rid of toxins. By only taking 1 to 2 capsules, this product has all natural antioxidants, electrolytes, and the detox agents to help you feel better and help your body recover faster.
So, we have a special 20% off discount for you. Yes, Unwaxed listeners, go to shop.getcbdtalks.com. That's shop.getcbdtalks, that's CBDTOX.com, and use code UNWAXED at checkout. They offer a 30 money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose by trying it out. Again, go to shop.getcbdtalks.com and use code UNWAXED for 20% off. You can also find them on Instagram at CBDTalksRemedy. Let us know what you think.
All right, this handsome 32-year-old may be big in height, but also in his heart. You may recognize him from Hannah Brown's season of The Bachelor, but he will soon be known as best-selling author. We have Mike Johnson. Whoop, whoop.
There we go. There we go. Love it. Love
You
it.
loved
love
it?
Thank you. Thank you.
We actually just wanted to jump right in and talk about your book because we were stoked to even hear that you had one coming out. It's October 2nd, right?
Yes, World Smile Day, October 2nd.
Amazing.
Oh, I love
October.
that. So it's called Making the Love You Want. And basically,
Yes.
we're taking a quote out. It's the guide to leveling up our lives from the inside out through the practice of self-love. So, you know, tell us a little bit about what inspired you to write this book.
Well, can I ask you guys a question in regards to that?
Of course.
Sure.
Like, making the love you want. What do you think when you hear that?
I think about personally your self-love. I do think about when you love yourself, everything else falls into place around you with your relationships, your family, your friends, work.
Definitely so.
You really put us on the spot here. Now that
I
I'm
had
thinking,
to.
I mean, it's good. Now I'm really reflecting right now. I think making the love I want is I'm basically putting out what I want for myself. So
Love
if
that.
I attract, you know, a negative person knowing that they won't better my life in any way, then that's the love I'm going to give, receive. So, yeah, I think you put out what you get in.
I love that. Both of you guys are right. Like, so this book isn't about relationships in the sense of if one of y'all were to date somebody, right? It's about all relationships within your life, whether it's a personal relationship, whether it's a working relationship, whether it's within yourself, and how to grow within self, so therefore you could be better and reflect that upon other people, right?
Right.
I believe that self-love literally starts within us. It's for your guys' podcast, right? For y'all to be the #1 podcast in the game, you have to believe in yourself and love yourself enough to know that you can make it happen. You know,
Totally.
and so that's what self-love is all about. It starts within self, and my book is actually a guide on how to obtain that, how to obtain what the two of you have, how to obtain what I have. But then also, I want people to know that just because someone may have it doesn't mean that they always have it. This is a journey that we all stumble upon, you know. And so it's something that I personally use so that I can go back and forth on when I stumble.
Right. And I actually also noticed in the book, you do make it a point to take action with everything. So you know that when you want to gain self-love, it's not just reading something and then trying it out in the world. You actually have to put action into it. And I really appreciated that you made people in your book take a look in the mirror, read some mantras, and really put this into their day-to-day life. I mean, what made you get to that point or decide to put that in your book? Because did you use that?
I didn't hear you. What was the last part?
Did you use that as well? Like, did you use all these things that you put in your book with the actions and doing it day to day?
No, definitely. I created them based off of one of the biggest depressions that I've been through personally in my life. And so these are things that I've done in order to be at this point. Mm-hmm. And I'm nowhere near where I will be. But I remember the first time I got out of my depression, I was around people and I had to leave the room and I almost threw up because I hyperventilated because I wasn't around people for about 11 months, you know. And so in that 11-month process, these are the guidelines within my book are the exact things that I've done to help me get to where I am at, right? And this book isn't about me solely. It is. I do have things in the book that I talk about that I still have to have a conversation with my mom, you know.
Right.
She's not going to be the happiest, but she's going to love me no matter what, because I talk about some of the crazy, stupid, illegal things that I've done in life.
Yeah. Sort of piggybacking, we'll get into your family because I want to ask all about, you know, your mom and growing up in a woman household, because we love that. We have all women in our household too. But sort of going off of, you were just talking about how you had a difficult period in your life that you're still, am I correct, still sort of going through overcoming?
No, I'm good now.
You're good now. Yeah. Okay, so in the book, you were very honest about, you know, you got into fights a lot. You would, you know, go to fast food restaurants and throw a package of ketchup, you said, and taunt people to fight you. So during this period in your life, was there a moment where you sort of just was there a switch that sort of went off in your brain that you said, this is no longer what I want to do? What was that moment like?
Yeah, so I went through what's called a dissociative disorder. I was diagnosed with having dissociative disorder, which basically means that it happens a lot with people with trauma that have gone through severe trauma. And literally the only day I snapped out of it one day, I was watching like some music video on MTV or whatever. And I learned in that very moment when I snapped out that for me personally, if I'm not progressing in life, if I'm not doing the best that I know how to be, which is the best Mike Johnson there is, the best version, then I will get into a depressed state of mind. I knew that I was being a follower, and that's for damn sure is not what I am. And so that is one reason why I got into that state of mind. And it was just more like, stop being a victim, you know?
Right.
I had a, and I hate to say it so bluntly, I put it more eloquently in my book, but I had to stop being a victim. Mm-hmm. I had to be vulnerable. I think that vulnerability creates bridges, you know, and allows us to have a connection with other people. Brene Brown, my apologies.
Right.
And for me, it was just more like, I would say in a more gangster terminology, the only easy day was yesterday, and I had to stop being a little bitch, quite honestly.
I love that you overcame that victim mentality, because I sometimes find myself throwing a pity party and you know, so that's really cool.
We all do.
Yeah, sometimes it's good.
And I really admire when you said you were much more vulnerable in the book, and that is a huge strength to have. I mean, being vulnerable and exposing yourself and really talking about all the harder times in life, it does bring back memories, even if you're doing it for everybody else to really gain something from it. It does take a lot of strength and patience and kindness with yourself. What was probably the hardest? Yeah, I give you a lot of credit to that. What was probably one of the hardest things about going back to that time and thinking about it? Because right now I can see you're a very confident guy, or the way you come off is very confident. You're always smiling and you're really kind to everybody around you. So when you had to write those darker times in the book, how was it getting back to that mindset? Did you ever feel a little bit more down when you were doing it, or was it pretty easy to be just naturally open about everything that happened?
No, it damn sure wasn't easy. I'm not gonna lie about it. Never will I lie about that.
Right.
I call it emotional homework. That's how I call it. Because I was, after I wrote the book, I sent it off to my editor. My editor is like, no, I need you to go deeper, right?
Wow.
And I'm like, damn, I'm going pretty deep. And she's like, no, I need you to go deeper, Mike. And so for me, the way I did it was get a bottle of wine, and I just talk audio. And then, from there, I transcribe it, and then I write it out. It's therapy.
Yeah.
Truly therapy, because when you're by yourself, at that very moment, you don't think that the world is going to read it. This is for you. I encourage everyone to do it, actually. Speaking about the book, it's one of the exercises in the book. I encourage everyone to write down what their definition of self-love is themselves, right?
Definitely.
And so for me, it was therapy for me. It was, I'm not going to say scary, but it's like, damn, I'm really about to say this.
Yeah, it's like the journal to your heart. You're really exposing 100% of who you are. And I really loved reading about your family and your mom and your grandma. You talked so much about them, and I loved reading about it. So you were raised by all women, correct?
Yes.
So I love that. But how was having to be the male figure of the family? Was that a lot of pressure for you?
No, pressure isn't too hard. It was more so, I learned at an early age that I'm never going to win an argument against a woman.
That's for damn sure.
Absolutely.
You can tell my dad doesn't get one word in the house at all times.
Yeah, I learned that at an early age. But as far as like being the man of the house, I had to. So me and my sister would do chores. She would do chores for 1 week. I would do chores for another week. And I swear my mom was harder on me, probably because I'm the oldest and the male of the house. And so I did all the quote unquote man chores, which is like going on the roof, cutting down trees, doing things of that nature. But then I also did the quote unquote old school female chores of like washing the dishes, cleaning the bathroom. But then also I worked 2 jobs always up until I went to the military, and I was trying to bring home some money as well. And it wasn't hard. It was more so like teaching me about life, how to be an independent man. I talked in my book that when I moved out, my mom didn't talk to me for 3 months. And my whole thing was, Mom, that's your fault. You taught me how to, how to grind.
I got to ask, she didn't talk to you for 3 months because you're her baby and she just wanted you home?
Yeah, my mom be tripping sometimes. I love it.
We're in the same predicament, my friends.
Oh my God, our moms are suffocating.
Let's call the parents out. Like, y'all did a great job, so allow us to thrive.
Exactly.
Let us go. Let us fly.
On a lighter note, with your mom and being raised with your sister, was there ever a time that you had to bring a girl home that you were into and you're introducing the family? How was that experience? Because I know for us on our end, when we bring a guy home with like all girl household and my dad, it gets kind of chaotic. If one person in the family doesn't like the guy, then we're never going to see this guy again.
Are they harsh critics?
Wait, hold up. Your siblings, are y'all all just girls?
So it's the 3 sisters and I, or 2 sisters and I, and then my mom, and we have our dad.
Female dogs.
But even our dogs, our cat's a girl.
Oh my God, I feel bad for your cat.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, he feels bad for himself. He's throwing a pity party for himself every day, let me tell you.
Oh my God, praise to him.
Oh yeah. But how was that experience?
Yeah, what's it like to bring women home to all girl household?
When you're about to go on a date?
No, so my mom, she cool now. Like I hate to say it like this, but I'm a grown ass man now, so she can't really say anything about it,
Yeah,
but with that being said, I've only brought one woman home since I was 21 years old.
Wow.
And the reason is because she said, my mom gangster sometimes. She was like, don't bring another woman home unless you see yourself marrying her. And the reason for that was because she didn't want to like become attached to a woman.
Right.
And then like 2 years later, I'm like, nah, Mom, I'm done with her, right? And so I'm very respectful of that, because I really want whoever I, end up with, I want her to be like a daughter-in-law to my mom,
Of course.
And I want her to be like a sister to my sister. And so I don't want the women in my life getting attached to someone that I don't see for the future, But I'll tell you this story. I went to like a lot of proms, and there's one prom I went to was mine. I almost said her name. I brought her home.
Come on, expose it.
I almost said her name. almost said it. And my mom was like, yo, she has to come to church with us. And I'm like, okay, Mom. And so I brought her to church. My mom asked this girl one question. This girl said the dumbest answer ever. My mom was like, so, like, what do you want to do when you grow up? That's a fair question, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, fair.
This girl said, mind you, we're in high school. I was about to go to prom, right? This young lady said, I want to marry an NFL player.
Oh, she blew it.
Are you joking?
I was like, how do you just
in
lie?
the fourth quarter, 10 yards to go, she blew it.
Yes. I was like, come on. Like, that was the dumbest. She could have said anything else.
Honestly, if you could have answered any more shallow than not.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, you could have just fake it. Just say you're a veterinarian. Anything else, but I want to date a NFL player. Oof.
Yeah, I was like, come on.
Was she
just trying to get it.
So did your mom give you shit after that?
Oh yeah, my mom said she looked like a rat.
That's what we love, an honest mother. We love an honest mom. So did you think, when you were growing up, did you ever think that you were going to be an author?
No, never. I honestly didn't think I would even graduate high school.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's something most people probably wouldn't even think about. But yeah, I didn't even think I was going to graduate high school, let alone to write a book. To write a book that is not a reality TV personality book. It's a full-length book.
Right.
It's beautiful. Quite honestly, I never thought it would happen.
You know, I actually almost think that's better because you're really doing it at a place where it's very vulnerable and it's yourself and it's not forced. Yeah. And you're really just showing who you are and showing your life lessons that people can take that actually can gain something from you. You're not trained professionally in this, but I actually think that more people can relate to you on that end.
I appreciate that.
So if
I'm sorry.
Sorry, you go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's one of the cool things about I'm independent. And so therefore, no one said, put this in a book, put that in a book. It's like, I'm going to write in a way that's going to be authentic and help my readers out the absolute most.
Absolutely. If your high school self could see what Mike Johnson did today, what do you think he would say?
Damn, bro, you doing it.
There we go. There we go. So I have a question since you brought up the reality thing, not me. So we're going to talk about it for a second. Yeah, I was trying to find a smooth segue into it. So
got it.
You're a handsome man. From what you've told us, you've been raised really well. You served in the Air Force. You seem like the cream of the crop. Okay? So why join a dating show that ends in marriage?
Great question. Great question. So I think I look better in person, by the way. These cameras are not doing it for me.
There we go. I say that too, by the way. I hate photos.
But I'm picky. Let's be 100 about it, right? I'm extremely picky. But then outside of that, like I definitely dated women in San Antonio, dated women around the world. I've been on dating apps, and like I wasn't finding my lady, and so my homeboy was like, "Try this." You know, it was another opportunity, and I'm not one to shy away from pretty much nothing. So I was like, we'll see what happens.
Did you learn?
Now, would I have married that individual right then and there? No, I probably would have did like JoJo Fletcher,
right?
And, Jordan Rogers. I would have
kept dating for a bit more. Yeah. Did you learn anything from being in the Air Force and then also being raised by your all-girl household to going into a reality show? Because I know you go from having to court a woman in front of, millions of people, and then also living in a household full of men. And it kind of seems almost a little bit similar in a way that you could probably get some perspective from each side.
No, definitely. I learned a lot. Beautiful question. I appreciate it. I was just watching the first episode last night, and I remember I saw one of the guys say, "This is like the most stressful thing I've ever been through." And I laughed my ass off, right? Because to me, it's like, bro, we on a damn TV show. There's no danger around us whatsoever. Like, I've been shot at in the civilian life and as well as in the military life. And so to me, I think the military taught me how to handle stress, how to handle alpha males, and how to ultimately do what I need to do, right? And focus in. And then growing up in an all-woman household, I know how to pick and choose my battles, right? And I believe I know how to treat a woman extremely well. But then with that being said, on the TV show that I was on, I'm definitely gonna put somebody in check that is needing to be put in check.
Of course.
So like when one of the guys would act stupid, I'm like, bro, I'm here for the right reasons. I need to take your ass home.
Of course. Hey, you got to do that.
But what I liked about reading your book is when I initially got it, I thought it was going to be Mike Johnson, ex-Bachelor contestant, writing a book about finding love on the show. But it wasn't that at all. To my surprise, it really wasn't. And it was extremely beautiful and reflective. And again, it's all about self-love and accepting the love you think you deserve. So, Mike, what type of love do you think you deserve?
I just got to say thank you so much for that. It's like, this is my book, is my baby, and like for you to say that means the world to me.
No,
I
of
really
course.
appreciate
I think that in a lot of things in life, even Sophia and I can relate, it's really hard to separate. For us, it's like we're constantly under the shadow of our dad. So it's hard to separate and make a name for ourselves. So I see what you're doing, and you're executing it beautifully. But yeah, I would love to know what type of love you think you deserve.
You're like, I'm not going to deviate from the question.
Yeah. So like, I'm not letting it go.
The type of love that I deserve.
Mm-hmm.
They say that marriage isn't for you, right? Or love isn't for you. And what they mean by that is, if I'm in a relationship with you, my whole thing should be to make you as happy as possible, right? And if two people do that together, then you're going to have a wonderful love. And that's how I truly look at it. My job in a relationship is to make my girl feel like she's the baddest, she's the most confident, she can do anything she wants to do. She can tell me anything, whether it's hard or not, and I want that same in return.
That's great.
I'm big on communication. Like, you need to tell me, like, what's up, baby? Like, tell me all the stuff that's good, but all the stuff that's hard, right? Because shame is something that causes disconnection, you know? And I don't want my girl to ever feel like she cannot tell me something.
I love that. But upon further stalking you on Wikipedia and such, I read that you are a Capricorn. So I did some further investigation. Capricorn men, what are they about? And Mike, I don't know.
What are we about? Let me
Apparently
know.
you're the bad boy when it comes to love. Capricorn men, here, this is what it said exactly.
You're called out.
It said Capricorn men are labeled as bad boys, although incredibly sexy. They will wine and dine you. They probably have their own place to live and will pick up the bill. It sounds pretty good to me.
I don't know about that.
Is this Wikipedia Capricorn
No,
news?
it is an official, legitimate astrology website.
An official astrology website.
Yes.
I'm definitely wanting to pick up the bill. I got my own place. Well, I'm about to move in with one of the dudes from the show. But I got my own place. And no, I'm pretty damn great when it comes to love.
All right, so
There you go.
we've just debunked that myth.
So I actually,
Good one, though.
I tried.
I actually wanted to ask you, going back to your book, what are small things that you do day to day that make you happy? Because I feel like a lot of people, to get some inspiration or quotes from you, what would things that you do that they can probably pick up that you do day to day that really make you feel better, that make you feel confident?
I get butt naked, put on my favorite music, get in front of the mirror, and I dance.
With your roommate?
No, I live by myself. Come on, that's nasty.
Well,
That's nasty.
that's ending when he moves in
Well,
with
I don't
his
know.
roommate.
I'm looking at your windows right now. You got some, I feel like you got some peeping Toms next door, maybe.
I mean, if I got peeping Toms, they need to
Enjoy
subscribe
the
to my
show.
OnlyFans.
Enjoy the show. OnlyFans. Hold on,
People are making millions of dollars on that. Let's
run that back. You starting an
Run it
OnlyFans?
So I do that. There's something that I always do no matter where I'm at, whether I'm a bit nervous, apprehensive, or just I'm feeling myself. I say this. I want y'all to repeat it to yourselves as well. I say, I'm MFN Mike Johnson, right? So you would say, I'm MFN your name. And that, I say it under my breath, and that just makes me feel like no one can stop me. No one can stop me at all. And then I do a woo every single day, like multiple times throughout the day.
Oh, let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Woo! I love that. Okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you think this is going to be your only book? Do you think you're going to publish another book? What's next for you?
No, in 5 years, I definitely have my lady. I will be on my second book will be about to be released. My second book, I already have the title for it.
Oh, amazing.
It is. It's going to be amazing.
Do you want to tell us?
Can't say it yet. Can't say it yet. I am working on 2 other media streams of loving yourself and letting go of insecurities. And so they're going to be pretty dope in other avenues. And I'm going to be top 3 keynote speakers in America.
I love this vision. And I love, you're definitely going to get there.
Do you manifest your goals?
I absolutely do.
Do you write them down, or do you visualize them? How do you manifest?
It started off when I was it started off when I was about to join the military, because I couldn't run for crap, and you got to like pass the test and stuff. And so I would write my goals down, manifest them on the bathroom mirror, on the on my car, on like where your horn bumps, that thing right there in the middle of the car, and then on the microwave. Those are 3 things I see every single day, right?
That's great.
So I'll put them there. Now I have 3 blackboards that are right there in front of my bed, and I look at them and read them every single day.
We love that, because Sistine and I we made a vision board in the beginning of 2020. I mean, obviously it didn't really turn out the way we wanted it to.
None of my visions came true.
Nothing came true. But we're hoping.
This is a peculiar year,
Yeah. We were really adamant about like finding boyfriends and getting a great job and all this stuff happening. But we're stuck in our house.
Well, thank you.
I feel that.
Thank you.
I gotta say something real quick.
Oh yeah, go for it.
If I can. So I throw a vision board party every year. It's pretty dope. I don't think no one has even heard of a vision board party, right?
No.
So it's like a grown and sexy event. Come out. I have all the magazines. I have everything there. And then the goal is for you to meet somebody to become friends with, and like they're kind of like an accountability buddy. Oh. And then like 6 months later, I'll bring everybody back in. You might bring a plus one, and we talk about the old vision board, see where we are on that, and then create a new vision party. And it's just like it bridges people together. So I love that y'all do that.
Yeah, but it's beautiful, because I know I did that with my sister, and I did it with 2 other friends, and it kind of was a really nice meditative bonding moment, and it kind of put into perspective, even if nothing really came true at this moment, it showed you what you really truly want now. Or what you want in the future. And so it actually is pretty inspiring. So I think that is a beautiful way to get people together in the
That's
common
the only
interests.
party I'm trying to pregame for is a vision party. So
let's go.
Let's go. Well, thank you so much, Mike, for coming on. Make sure you guys pick up his book, Making the Love You Want, out October 2nd. You will not regret it.
You will not regret it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company that makes eating well, easy, and affordable, with plans to fit every kind of lifestyle. Meal plans include paleo, plant-powered, keto, and balanced living.
It's easy to eat well and discover new recipes every week that you'll love to cook. They literally do the meal planning, grocery shopping, and most of the prep for you week after week. Not to mention the ingredients also come pre-measured, perfectly portioned, and mostly prepped.
Sophia and I love to blast music in the kitchen and whip us up a delicious meal, knowing that what we are putting in our body is high quality ingredients. So if you want to get in on this deal, be sure to use code UNWAXED80 to get $80 off your first month plus free shipping on your first box. Go to greenchef.com/unwaxed80 to redeem and for more details. That's code UNWAXED80 to get $80 off your first month plus free shipping on your first box. So make sure you guys go to greenchef.com/unwaxed80 to redeem and get more details there. Woo!
Okay, so appeared on season 23 of Bachelor, Colton season, and season 6 in Bachelor in Paradise. I'm already in love with this girl. She is so bubbly, so kind, so confident. 25 from Texas. This is Demi.
Hello.
Honestly, I've actually, right off the bat, you are so fun. Like, you're so open. Aww. You're so
yeah, because we only
awesome.
know you from TV, so we've only seen you from the show, and the fact that you were exactly that in person just makes my heart so happy.
Oh my god, thank you.
You know what the best part? I was just saying to Sistine, I wanted to bring this up, and this is now making me love you more, is I saw that you were on WWE.
Yes.
Holy
we love WWE.
Shit.
No way.
Oh, obsessed. No, we actually talked about this in the episode, how we were like obsessed with The Undertaker, Triple H, like growing up, that was our thing.
I love it too.
And you were literally getting escorted out with like a chicken wing or chicken leg or whatever.
Wait, can you tell your storyline a little bit?
So I've always been like a huge fan of WWE.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it very much in the past couple years just because I've been so busy with like Bachelor stuff and I haven't been able to keep up as much as I used to. But even on my ABC bio, it says like at the bottom of it, it's like is a huge fan of the WWE.
Shut up.
And so I got
awesome.
I got an Instagram DM that I didn't even see, but they also emailed me, and my agent saw it, and he was like, "Hey, are you interested in doing WWE? Blah blah blah." And I was like, hell yes. Are you kidding me? I've always wanted to do that. And so I've been on it now for like maybe the past month. And it's been like me just kind of backstage, like doing little things.
Right.
And then this week they moved to an actual arena. So
I
they were
saw
at
that.
they were at the Thunderdome.
That's awesome.
And I got to walk down the ramp and like do like I always imagine walking down the ramp to my own, like by myself, but still like I was like walking out with some dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is insane.
Wait, how is this set up now? Because I saw that they're doing like the virtual audience.
It's a Zoom audience,
How does
right?
How does it look in person? Is it a green screen or something?
No,
Or?
you see all the people. It looks like a giant Zoom call. It's the weirdest thing.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's insane. Because I didn't know how they were doing that because I saw that at some soccer games and basketball games. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
they're
it's
doing
different.
it with like a lot of different sports now,
Yeah.
and it looks so crazy. Like I remember I was like in my room and there was like a net over like the outgoing of my room, like the balcony kind of the room I was in that looked into the arena. And I saw all of these things and I was like, are those people out there? And then I like peeked my head out and I was like, oh my God, no, those are like Zoom callers.
That's so
That's awesome.
fun. Oh, we should join the next Zoom call when it comes to
we're doing it. Next time
If
you're
you're
going
on it, we're going to kill them. They'll be like, hey!
Oh, it was so incredible. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm walking out on the ramp.
We've been
That's
dying
a big
to do
deal. Was that entrance scarier for you than walking out of the limo in The Bachelor?
No way, because like I had at least had some experience at this point to like really nerve-wracking situations where I could just be like put the nerves away and just like do it. It's not a big deal.
Right.
Whereas whenever I got out of the limo, I like blacked out.
I don't blame you. I mean, we've done things where we had to like walk on a runway. And I'm not a model or anything, and you just black out and you don't remember
Fully
anything
blackout.
that entire minute that it happened. And then you're like, did I screw up? I'm not really sure. how
I
it
always
looked.
ask someone, I'm like, did I fuck that up for everyone?
That's
Like,
so funny.
You're like, I'm not going to see this till much later. So if I did, like, fuck me, then I have to redeem myself.
So we're not just saying this to blow smoke up your ass, but
Please blow smoke up my ass.
Okay, we got it.
but you really were our favorite to watch on Colton's season because you were so real and authentic and just 100% Demi, which was so much fun because I feel like, you know, it's so easy when you go on a reality TV show that people alter who they are just for stage appearance or blah, 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 whatever. So, I mean, we can get into a little bit about like your current relationship status, but that's not really what I wanted to talk to you about. So what made you want to sign up for the show?
I think I was just like wine drunk one night and I just was watching it with my friend and I just applied and I never thought anything of it. And then I randomly got the call. Like I was at work when I got this call and it was from an LA number. And I was like, I have no idea who this could be, but it's from LA. I am answering it because I'm from like a small little Texas
Yeah, why
town.
not?
Yeah, I was like, this has to be something good. And it was the Bachelor people. And I walked in and I was like, y'all won't believe what just happened.
So you get the call. What does the audition process look like for the show?
So I got the call and then they had me do they had me send in more photos and fill out a huge application and then a video. So I made a video and the video was a bunch of like random clips that I like put together and it was really stupid. But the best part about it was that I somehow ruined the audio. I don't know how I did it.
No.
So the whole time I'm talking like this.
No.
I'm like,
way.
hi, my name is Demi.
Oh my God.
And I just sent it to them and I said, sorry, I can't fix it. I was
There's like, she has such a sexy, deep voice.
take
Like, I
it.
need
This is all I
girl.
could
You
give.
come in, you're like, hi.
I was like, hopefully there's an audio guy on set that can like fix
Right.
this audio because I have no idea what I did wrong. And then after that, I got called to like a casting call in Dallas. So I went there. They called me into a room. It was like my first interview. They like mic you up. They have a camera and a couple people sitting there. And they basically like ask you a few questions. And I was like, I'm going to lay it all out there. And so I laid it all out there for them. And I walked out of the room. They were like, thank you. We'll let you know if we want to move forward.
Yeah.
Walked out of the room. I'm halfway down the hallway. They come busting out of the door. Demi, we want to move forward with you.
No way.
It's like a movie, just slamming open.
It was incredible. I was like, I know you
She's
do.
like, I knew it. I knew it.
Did you know right off the bat by being so vulnerable and being open about who you were and like your background and who your personality was going to be the thing that was going to catch the most?
Yeah, I kind of felt like it. And also like the fact that like my mom was in prison at the time. I was like, this is going to be great for them. They're going to run with this.
Were you worried about that at all? Or were you just very much this is who I am and people are going to relate to this? Or
Definitely worried about it because I didn't want to, whenever my mom called me, I was like, hey, like, I'm doing The Bachelor, like, or at least I'm, like, in the casting process, and I want to know if you're okay with me talking about your situation and stuff like that, and she was cool with everything, but it's like, I don't know, kind of embarrassing and stuff, but
I know there are some things that, I mean, I definitely, even just starting this podcast, like, I'm reserved to talk about, and I'm like, I don't know if I want people to know this, but at the same time, it's like, this is who I am, and it could be embarrassing, and it could be kind of goofy, but there's going to be that person out there that's going, you know what, thank God for her being like that, because now I can feel like I can do that. And so it's just one of those things where you have to get comfortable with yourself and kind of, you know, not give a fuck, because honestly, at the end of the day, like, no one really cares as much as you care about it. Like, everyone has their own lives going on too.
And that's exactly what you did on the show, was not give a fuck. And that, I love that attitude. I think we could definitely take a page out of your book. And the fact that you did that definitely pissed the other girls off. But you didn't let their side comments.
I would have loved it. If
I know.
I mean,
you never let like their side comments get under your skin. You kind of just like dusted it off your shoulder. So
speaking about you pulling Colton aside and just like the whole episode of, like, I think it's kind of a whole thing of you have to get to know someone, flirt with someone. Do you have any flirting techniques or tricks that you used to do on the show, or just now in general that work? Because I know Sistine and I were...
Teach me everything you know.
Flirting techniques, you just, like, you know, you tilt your chin down and you give them like these big eyes.
Do it in the camera.
Oh my God, she's so cute. I want to go out with you.
And then you look away.
See, that's it.
You
and
guys.
then you look back again and you like do the same thing. Sometimes they do a little like tongue out. Like,
everyone at home is shitting their pants right now. Are you kidding me?
That's good.
Demi!
Yeah, you just have to play it. Like, guys are dumb, okay?
It's an energy thing, though. It is. You have to give off this thing like, I don't need you. I might want you, but like,
guys love confident girls.
They do.
I have found that. No guy wants to be with an insecure girl. So I'm all about faking it till I make it, because I'm, you know, not 100% confident. So do you find that when you're dating someone, that confidence helps you or hurts you sometimes?
I think that confidence always pretty much helps me. Sometimes it can be overbearing, but I don't think that people like receive it that way. Like, I think all humans are attracted to confidence, because it's like I dated somebody who was a piece of shit person, but I was so interested in them and continued to be, because they were just so confident in who they were, and they were just like owning everything they did, even if it was the stupidest shit in the world. Like, they still were just owning it, and I was like, God, I love that. I love that somebody like is not fazed and worried about what other people are going to think. They're just going to do whatever they want to do. Yeah. And that's what we all kind of like want to have. We all want to be that person who just does whatever we want to do. So I think confidence is definitely more attractive.
It's a plus. Because I feel like a lot of guys, though, sometimes with confidence, they can get intimidated by it because maybe they just don't have enough confidence themselves. But I definitely can see where I've gone out with guys where I'm like, you may be like probably the worst person to go out with.
I think that there's different types of confidence. You know, there's like a sexual confidence. There's a confidence in your job with career, what you do. There's a confidence in, you know, the way you walk. So what would you describe your confidence as?
Definitely a sexual confidence. Like, I know that I'm very confident with my like sexuality and like, you know, sex life. Like, I'm very good at all of that. Like, I will.
We're gonna need to talk after this.
I will put some people on their hands and knees begging for it.
There we go, Demi.
But by the way, you don't even need to act. If you yourself don't believe you are like that, thinking that and acting like that really does help the whole way.
Yeah,
right?
like if you are insecure about like, you know, yourself like in the bedroom and like having sex with somebody or something, if you're insecure about it, you're going to underperform, and then you're gonna like, it's gonna make it worse and worse, and like your head, like being in your head. If you're like, I'm a bad bitch and I'm going to ride this, or I'm going to be the hottest woman in the bedroom they've ever seen, if you just tell yourself that enough times, you'll believe it. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, they're like, oh my God, that was the greatest sex of my life.
And I've had so many.
That's really good advice.
And I've had so many of my girlfriends say when they're in the bedroom, they're like, oh, I think too much about it. Like, I want to look hot. I want to feel like, they think I'm hot. But then you realize it's not enjoyable for you. It's really probably not enjoyable for them. Because once you actually believe this is hot, I feel hot, I'm sexy, I'm confident, then the experience is going to be 10 times better. But people don't understand that. It's like you don't have to perform for this person. It's like perform for yourself. Like have a mirror next to you. Go, hey, like,
Yes.
Exactly. You have to tell yourself, like, this is about me. Like, this is about how I'm feeling during this. And, like, I'm going to be as nasty as I want, and I'm going to feel as good as I want to feel. And then you actually start enjoying it instead of just, like, faking orgasms and pretending like it's fun and just feeling insecure the whole time.
Because then you're going to condition yourself to actually believe that, like, you can't get an orgasm or you can't do that well in the bedroom. It's like you have to actually want it, believe it, and then it actually will come, and the guy will make sure the guy's actually doing it for you. Or the girl. Like, what would you say, like, speaking of relationships, what would you say are signs where you should probably get out? Because I know that there's a lot of girls that probably, or guys that go out with these people that they're kind of toxic, or there's little things that they do here and there that aren't probably benefiting from you, and they could either be like a momentary thing where they're going through something, or the difference of it actually being a problem. Like, what would you say that the small things that you've noticed where you should probably move on?
I think that a lot of it comes from the gut feeling, the intuition. I feel like women's intuition is very on point.
100%.
Because every time I've ever had an inkling that something was up, something has always been up.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
So I think you listen to your gut because your instincts know, and also there's definitely signs. Like, if your partner is liking a bunch of, like, hot half-naked women on Instagram, that something's up. Like, that's not cool. Like, they don't know them. They're flirting with them, essentially.
Absolutely.
So, like, that's a big red flag. Especially if you bring up a problem that you have to the partner, and the partner makes you feel like an idiot and doesn't make you feel reassured. Because if I, like, you know, whenever I'm loyal to someone and I love somebody and they have a problem with something, I'm here to make them feel so reassured. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, let me clear the air. Like, I will fix whatever you need me to fix. Like, I want you to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So if I'm not getting that in return, I'm like, something's up.
Yeah.
But mainly that intuition, that gut feeling. Like, we know. Women know.
Yeah.
Women always know.
We know.
Men don't.
Men never know. But even when you tell your friends are telling you, like, you need to get out of this, and you know deep in your core this person is not for you.
Well, it's so much easier said than done, you know.
It is.
We
It
never
really is.
Love is blind.
Love is blind, and I'm so bad at practicing what I preach.
Oh,
Yeah.
me too.
You know?
Oh, me too, for sure. I'm
It's
the worst.
tough.
We're talking about having all this confidence, but definitely we have our off days where we're definitely not being the person we want to be, especially with the guy or girl we're going out with, or with our friends, or like with ourselves.
I mean, we're human. We're not one thing. Like,
Yeah, we're not one dimensional. There's days that go up and down, and I think that that's kind of the point of, like, I like having my off days though, because it kind of reminds me, okay, like, I've had that shit time, I'm learning something from this, and I can move forward with it, and I can grow from the next relationship, or like, now I know what I actually want for myself and others.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you know, you have days where you're like, I'm a bad bitch. And then I have a day where I'm like, I'm a sad bitch.
Bitch.
And then I'm like, okay, next day, tomorrow, I'm going to be a bad bitch again. And then it gets a cycle.
Well, do you want to put your plug where people can find you?
Yes. So you can find me on Instagram at Demi_not_Lovato. And then on Twitter at Demi_Burnett. And my podcast is called Big Demi Energy, and you should definitely check it out because it's pretty much a lot like this talk right here.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're going to continue the conversation on her show.
Woo.
From all of us here at the show, thanks for staying unwaxed.
No, Kelly Clarkson!
Be sure to download new episodes every Tuesday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or PodcastOne.com. Follow your hosts at Sophia Stallone and at Sistine Stallone. And be sure to follow the show at Unwaxed Podcast. Your producer is Will Sterling. We'll see you next week.